Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is one of the amazing author experts of a new book that we have coming out. It's called Love Warriors, The Conscious Expert's Guide to Healing, Joy, and Manifestation. Lori Saitz, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Laura.
I'm excited to have this conversation with you. So you guys, as the founder and CEO of Zen Rabbit and host of the podcast, Fine is a four-letter word, Lori Saitz is on a mission to teach the world to stay calm and grounded no matter what's going on around them. I like that mission, Lori. I think the world needs you bad right now, too.
Yes.
So thanks for being willing to share your story in this book and also for the incredible master teachings that you're offering too. You guys, this book is full of awareness practices like Lori's that are going to transform your life. So Lori, share a little bit about your chapter with us.
Yeah. When you first invited me to participate in this book, I thought I was going to be writing a completely different chapter than what actually was written. And in truth, the chapter as it's written, and it's really about this month-long sabbatical that I took over the summer, hadn't even happened yet. Like it wasn't even an idea. Well, maybe it was an idea in my head, but it wasn't formed. And so I love that I chose to do this and have this experience, not just for the book, but I mean, it gave me a great chapter for the book of what happened when I stopped trying to push a rock up a hill. Like that's what it felt like in my business and my life, and just allowed life to be and to allow ease and flow into my life.
I loved reading about your adventure and just the way that you showed us the scenes and helped us feel the things that you were feeling and understand what you were thinking as you were going through all of that. I don't know if I know anyone who wouldn't be like, yes, what if I could take a month off and do this, right? How was it difficult for you to make it happen? Yeah, tell me more about
The
that.
difficulty part wasn't in the logistics around it, although that was a little tricky because I was traveling with a 19-year-old cat. And so where we went was determined by where we could go together. Where would I be able to bring her? But the harder part was that allowing piece, like allowing myself to stop doing all the things that I felt like, the world would spin off its axis if I didn't keep doing them. And guess what? That didn't happen.
Yeah, some other magical, amazing things happened. Tell us just a little teaser of one.
Uh, yeah. Well, what one teaser? Actually, a really interesting business opportunity showed up for me, and I wasn't doing any business during that month. Like I was checking email, but I really wasn't doing anything to promote my business or to get clients or to do anything with the business. And a couple of opportunities showed up.
That was secretly the one I wanted you to talk about.
Okay. I picked up that energy. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, like, I want people to understand that, like, when you finally accept and surrender and let go and be in your joy, in Lori's case, the joy of the adventure that she like decided to go on, then boom, like opportunities. And you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Why am I trying so hard all the time?
Right. When it turns out when I'm having fun and finding joy, cool things show up in my life. And it's still, now that I'm back, it's been a challenge. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's been an effort to stay in that place and not fall back into the old habits of just working all the time, because we're so conditioned to believe that the path to success is hard work.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you talk a lot about, just wiping the words hard work, grind, hustle out of your vocabulary, because it really Actually, you guys, if you think about this for a minute, those words are constriction words. I always bring this into my body
Mhm.
when I think of this stuff, like the grind, especially.
Yeah.
Like think about that for a second. So you want words and descriptions for, what you've chosen to spend your life doing to make a beautiful income, to be expansive and open and easy and fun and it's energy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And allowing that, like just the words ease and flow, just you can feel your shoulders relax when you
Yeah.
say them.
Yeah, your shoulders, your heart,
Mhm.
everything, right? I love
Mhm.
that. Yeah, I think it's really important. And you are, I said it in your bio, the mission that you have to help us stay calm and grounded no matter what's going on around us. It resonates with me this year in particular because I feel like sometimes, we're tested at another level and you feel like you're really good at doing that until this thing comes along and you're like, oh my gosh, now how do I do that?
Mhm.
Can you talk about that for a minute in terms of like, oh, what about the really, really, really challenging things?
I think when you put into practice the practices that help keep you calm and grounded, whether that's meditation or journaling or tapping or coloring, whatever it is for you, when you start using them, when the next level challenges show up, you feel it, but you don't feel it as deeply or as strongly as you would if you hadn't put those practices in place. So it's next level, but think of it, if you weren't doing those things, how much harder would it be? So yes, it's difficult, but it's not as difficult as it maybe could be. So yeah, you're still being asked to level up. That's part of life. We're always going to be faced with that. But keeping doing some of these kind of practices that keep you in that space. Like imagine you're a tree and you're rooted into the ground and a hurricane comes. And so you're going to sway, but your roots aren't going to pull out of the ground and you're going to fly away. You're just going to feel it, but you're going to stay grounded.
I even love the mindset nugget you just dropped about the hurricane being an opportunity to level up. Like even if you guys think about it that way, it shifts the way that you might respond to it, the next time. So I love that so much. And actually, I think what you're talking about for sure is the mark of a love warrior. So when I created the idea for this book, I had a piece of the definition for me. Um, about showing up knowing that my vulnerability was one of my strengths. So, Lori, why are you a love warrior?
I was attracted to the title of this book. And I'm not even 100% sure why I was attracted, just energetically attracted to the title. And so since then, thinking about what does that mean for me, it's really the invitation to find love in everything and everywhere. I had a teacher who shared with me the idea that if you can't love everything, you can't love anything. That's really
That's
powerful. Yeah, it
a
takes a
big
minute to
one.
think about that.
Yes, that is a big one. Ooh, say that again.
If you can't love everyone, you can't love anyone. Or if you can't love everything, you can't love anything.
Yeah. Oh, I think that we need to like let that sit and chew on that for a moment. And it includes ourselves, of course.
Hmm.
It's a big deal. So, okay, I know you have a lot going on besides writing a chapter for Love Warriors. Tell us a little bit about the stuff that you're doing in the world these days.
Yeah, well, I have a program called Fuck Being Fine because everybody reaches a point, not everybody, a lot of people, especially Gen X, people in their 40s and 50s are reaching this point now where they're like, okay, everything's been fine. Like nothing's terrible. My world is okay, but I'm not okay with fine anymore. I want something, my soul is calling for something bigger and more meaningful. And so I have that program running as a group program. And then from this sabbatical, I have a new program I'm developing called Living the Sabbatical Life. And so not everybody's going to need to take a month-long sabbatical with a 19-year-old cat to to be able to shift into living life as if you are on a sabbatical. And then
Right.
more immediately coming up for the month of November and through the end of the year to help people get through the stressful holiday time. I'm going to be putting together a gratitude experience. I don't want to call it a challenge. It's an experience.
I love that shift of the word there too, experience. Yeah, that sounds juicy. I'm going to back you up, rewind you to the group, the Fuck Being Fine group program. The thing that came to me is that, if you resonated with what Lori said about that, you've been content, fine. Like, and people ask you, and your response is, "I'm fine." And you can even feel the energy in our voices when we share it that way, right? And it's just, you down deep, that there's way more than fine at your fingertips. There are way more possibilities, right? So just the thing I'm thinking about your program is that you can be a witness for yourself in journaling. You can be a witness for yourself and do the inner work in meditation, but there is nothing like a group program to take you all to the next level of that, of accountability, of healing. So having an external witness, Lori as your guide, the other participants in the program, you're going to see that it's almost an automatic accountability. It's an automatic safe space. So encouraging you all to explore, right? And Lori's hooked up down below with her website, so you guys are going to be able to find all the details of everything that you want to hear. Anything else you want to say about any of those programs?
No, you can find out more on the website. Like you said, yeah, that's the
Okay.
best place to connect.
All right, cool. So one of the biggest missions I have literally with every Brave Healer Productions book is to help our readers live extraordinary lives. And no matter where you are on your journey, these books are going to help you answer that question, what else is possible? So, Lori, what's one simple stepping stone that you'd like to share with the listeners today that will help them start this journey? Like, what do you want them to know today?
That you can find immediate grounding, sense of calm, peace of mind by spending 60 seconds focusing on your breath and just just taking a really deep breath all the way down to your abdomen and letting it go and doing that a few times. Like we're human. If you're alive, you're breathing, but we're never really focused on that breathing. When you can get consciously focused on the breathing, it doesn't even take you more than 60 seconds to get yourself rooted and grounded. And so even, as you're listening to this, just stop for 60 seconds and just focus on your breathing.
Yeah, who just did that while she was saying it, right? Yeah,
And,
me.
and see how good you feel. Like you don't have to wait for the benefits. It happens immediately.
Yes. Fastest way into your body to access that connection. That's so awesome. Lori, thank you so much for what you do in the world and for being here today to share it with us.
My pleasure.
All right, you guys, I know that you heard something today that made you curious. Maybe you have a question, maybe you need some support. So scroll down to the show notes and click on Lori's website. You're going to be able to connect with her there, and she's very generously there for you to help you take those next steps. Check out all of the amazing programs she's talking about and everything that she's up to. And, really, we want to help you with the book, but we also want to give you the experts like Lori and the community that you need for the healing and joy and manifesting that amazing life. You're invited to come into the self-healing book club that we have on Facebook so you can continue these amazing conversations. I've got you hooked up down below with that as well. And please join us for our live stream book launch party for Love Warriors. That's going to be in January. Can't believe I'm talking about January already. January 6th, 23. It's going to be on the Brave Healer Productions Facebook page, and the link is below for that as well. I'm going to be joined by all of the Love Warriors authors, and we're going to share our wisdom and inspiration with you. And of course, if you're listening around that January date, then, the book's on Amazon. Go grab your copy by then. Lori, any last words you want to share with the listeners?
No, just that when you're feeling like you're stressed and in chaos, just know that it's a really simple fix to come back to that peace place. It's find the tools like you were talking about. They're out there. There's no reason that you have to stay feeling that way.
Come back to your peace place, y'all. Love the double P there. All right, everyone. Lastly today from me, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So if you're ready to be one of the next Brave Healer Productions best-selling authors, come find me at bravehealer.com. It is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone. Thank you, Lori.